I want to talk about the Bible. I want to talk about Adam and Eve. I want to talk about the truth because a lot of people just don't understand the truth. They don't know what's going on, right? Now, in Genesis, the first part of the Bible, we have Adam. God creates man. God creates Adam. Ironically, he says for Adam and Eve to repopulate the earth. Repopulate means to do it again, first of all. So right out of the gate, right off the rip, he tells us to Adam and Eve to repopulate the earth, which would mean that it has been populated already. Repopulation. We have to start learning how the words themselves. Look into words. Words have meaning, all right? So repopulate the earth, which again means it's already been populated. But let's go to the beginning. So we have Adam, man. God created this man, Adam. Now, Adam is also the atom. And what happens when you split the atom? You get two things. So the splitting of the atom, the pulling the rib out of Adam, now you get Eve. All right? Once you get Eve, you will then see the next character to come into this book is the serpent. That represents choice. Eve is choosing from the right side of the brain to the left side. She's now choosing the left side of the brain. That is choice, all right? Every one of us have the choice to choose good, to choose evil. Eve is representing that we have choices in this world, all right? We have choices. Now, the next thing that happens after this serpent, okay, is the sons of God have intercourse with the daughters of men. Now, what exactly does that mean? That is the alchemical marriage between the mind and your emotions. It's tying all of that in together. If you can control someone's emotions and someone's mind, you can control them completely. The truth has been buried so deep, it's hard to find, but the truth is out there. Now, I want to talk quickly about the baptism, because now you all of this stuff happens. Especially when you're born, all this stuff happens. And then you go all of these years with all of this confusion and all of this chaos built up inside of you. And the next step is the baptism, where they pour water on our heads and we are forgiven for our sins. And we are then all of a sudden, we're good, right? Which on the face of it seems a bit ridiculous, because water, if we pour water on us, what's that going to do to us other than get us wet, essentially? In a world, then we think logically that's not going to do anything to us. Well, in old Greek philosophy, they believed there were 5 elements, 5 components of this mindset. And those components are earth, water, air, fire, and the mind being the final component, right? Earth is also considered the mind. It's the first mindset, though. It's the earthly mindset of all of those things that have just happened that we talked about, between choosing good and evil and having all of this choice. Now that is our first earthly mindset. In order to ascend and to transcend out of that, to get out of that mindset, to become better, to raise our spirit and our soul, we have to go through the water, which is the next step. Why the water? Because what happened in the Bible? When the earth became full of sin, God flooded the earth. And Noah and his family got in the boat and he flooded the earth. And then he washed away the sins of the earth. That is what the water that of the baptism represents. It's washing away the sins. It is the flood. It is the flood of water, of H2O, just flooding and washing all of that stuff away. Now, all of this stuff is allegorical. It has many, many meanings. All right, so I'm not over here saying that the Bible isn't real. I'm saying it's allegorical. I'm saying there are many reasons. I'm saying you can look at it many different ways. I'm just giving you another way to look at it, because we have to start looking at things from all different angles in order to understand and learn the truth. That's all. I'm not trying to make people mad, but people get very worked up about this type of stuff. Now, another interesting thing is the ancients believed if something didn't move for 3 days, it was considered dead. Okay? If something didn't move, I'll repeat this, for 3 days, the ancient people, ancient Greeks, all the ancient cultures, they consider this to be dead. Now, the sun moves every single day, and it rises and sets in a different location every day. On December 25th, the sun actually stops moving, and it rises in the same location every day for 3 days. The ancients believed because it stopped moving, they considered it dead. After the third day, the sun, God's sun, it actually starts moving again and going back in the other direction. And it comes back to life. It is reincarnated. It is a rebirth. And the Son of God comes back to life after the third day. And it, again, brings life to the world, because it's coming back out and it's opening up everything, and the trees are coming back and the animals are coming out of hibernation. It's all symbolic, it's all allegorical, it's all metaphorical, and I highly recommend people start to learn the truth, because they have turned faith in God into a money-making mechanism, a control mechanism that we are all operating under. And if we can begin to operate outside of that mechanism and learn the truth, the world will become a better place, right? I think it's about love, I think it's about truth, and I think it's about God. One God. We have one God that created this earth. That's it. You don't have to go through 9 other entities to pray to God. That's all I'm saying here. I love you all, and this is for entertainment, education, and satire purposes only. Pick which one you want it to be. Also, because I get removed so often for telling the truth, you can find me on my website, withthesun33.com, and from there you can get to my other social links. I have to post certain videos in certain places because they get taken off of TikTok or off of YouTube or off of whatever. So follow me on my website. I sell some cool shirts and little things like that, just conversation starter shirts, you know, like NASA is fake with a big snake tongue sticking through it and the whole thing, like the logo of Beguiled on the back, and just some cool conversation starters, because I think that stuff's important. When I wear that shirt when I go out, people will come up to me and say, yo, what is that? And I straight go for it. Say, oh, you didn't know NASA means beguiled, which means to deceive, to lead astray? You didn't know they had a snake tongue in their logo? Oh, you got to learn more. And then I get into it. I turn minds on the street daily with shirts like that. So if anyone wants to start conversations and start getting into this and changing minds and telling truth, check me out, withthesun33.com. I love you all, and I'll see you all later.